Albert Camus is often remembered as the philosopher of the absurd, the man who asked what it really means to live in a world without clear meaning. His writings on life, death, freedom, and morality continue to inspire millions. Yet behind his philosophy was the story of a man who rose from poverty, faced war, and wrestled with questions that still feel deeply relevant today. Camus was born in 1913 in Mondovi, a small town in French Algeria. His father, a poor agricultural worker, died during World War I when Camus was just an infant, leaving him to be raised by his illiterate mother. They lived in near poverty, and Camus grew up knowing the weight of silence, struggle, and the value of small joys. Despite these hardships, he was gifted with intelligence and curiosity. Teachers noticed his talent and encouraged him to study, opening doors that might otherwise have remained closed. In his youth, Camus was passionate about philosophy, literature, and football. He even played as a goalkeeper until tuberculosis cut short his athletic dreams. That illness, however, gave him time to reflect and write. As he studied at the University of Algiers, he became drawn to philosophy, particularly the question of how to live in a world that might not offer any ultimate answers. These reflections became the foundation of his later work. The turning point in Camus' life came during the 1930s and 40s. He became a journalist and playwright, and during World War II, he joined the French resistance against Nazi occupation. This experience shaped his sense of justice, freedom, and the responsibility of individuals to act, even in the face of overwhelming odds. His writing during this period reflected both personal courage and deep reflection on the human condition. Camus soon rose to international recognition with works like The Stranger, published in 1942. The novel told the story of Misault, a man detached from society, who confronts the absurdity of life when facing his own death. Around the same time, Camus published The Myth of Sisyphus, a philosophical essay that explored the question of whether life is worth living in a meaningless universe. His answer was yes, that even in absurdity, we can choose to live with dignity, passion, and defiance. Later works like The Plague and The Rebel further established him as one of the leading voices of his time. Despite his success, Camus remained a complex and sometimes conflicted figure. He rejected labels. He never called himself an existentialist, even though many grouped him with Sartre. He valued simplicity and clarity, both in his writing and his outlook on life. He was also criticized for his political stances, particularly his reluctance to fully support the Algerian independence movement, which placed him in difficult positions as both a Frenchman and someone born in Algeria. Tragically, Camus' life ended too soon. In January 1960, while traveling in France, he died in a car accident at just 46 years old. Among the wreckage was an unused train ticket. He had originally planned to travel by train instead of car. His death shocked the literary world, cutting short the voice of a writer who still had much to say. Yet Camus' legacy lives on. In 1957, he was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature for his exploration of the human conscience in the face of absurdity. His works continue to be read across the world, often by young readers searching for meaning, freedom, and truth in their own lives. His words remain a reminder that even if the universe has no ultimate plan, we can still create meaning through love, action, and courage. There are timeless lessons we can take from Camus. First, that we don't need absolute answers to live fully. Second, that rebellion against injustice, even if it cannot change everything, still matters. And third, that beauty, joy, and love are worth embracing, even in a fleeting and uncertain world. Camus once wrote, "In the midst of winter, I found there was, within me, an invincible summer." His life and work remind us of the resilience of the human spirit, the ability to carry light, even in darkness. So let me leave you with this: if Camus could embrace life fully in the face of absurdity, what's stopping us from doing the same? If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more journeys into the lives of history's greatest thinkers.